Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today I'm in my M48 Patton Tier 10 medium American tank, and this video footage is going to be from the replay system. I didn't want to record these games because I was mostly trying to get my arties done in string theory and then work on my jammer contract as well. First of all, there's a few things I wanted to feature in this video. Where do I start? I think first of all, map strategies is the big key thing, but like play style is another thing that I'm going to talk about. Alright, so we're on Severogorsk, and the main thing here is we're defending. So when you're defending on this map, try to get some people up into the 890 line. You just need to set up a defense on like the F line so they can advance, and then to counter the 1-2-3 line, you just need to get guys up in K4, 3-4, work that ridge line to keep them from coming out of G3. And then anyone that proceeds down the middle, if you have those two positions locked up, they're going to drive into a crossfire and you can kill them pretty quickly. Now, is that going to work every time? No, it's not going to work every time, but it's, to me, probably the best strategy to defend this. Now, I'm just going to get this out of the way, kind of a spoiler alert. Their arty is AFK, and I feel like if their arty was playing in this match, we would have had zero chance of winning for the way my team sets up. So let's begin. If I'm in a fast tank, I'm going to get over to the 1-2-3 line. If I'm in a slower tank, like a T95, slow TD or slow heavy tank, I'm going to work the 890, getting on that F line, setting up a good defense there. And really, I feel like the 1-2-3 line is probably more important, because if you lose the 1-2-3 line, your team can get pinned down into a quarter of the map, and at that point you're surrounded, and as long as the red team isn't a bunch of idiots, they can slowly wear you down in a crossfire. So I take a snapshot at that T-light. He was in an advanced location, which is usually good for his team, but his team's going to play this pretty passively. Now, looking at my map strategy, my team is set up on the K line, so I'm hoping that somebody will go up on the 890, at least spot it, to give our arties a chance to defend themselves. Unfortunately, the only person that's going to go up there is our scout, which, if you've ever had to try to set up a defensible location in a scout, you will know that that doesn't work too well. So my mindset right now, nobody's moving off the K line, so what we need to do is win the 1-2-3 line. That way, once they do start to funnel through the middle and down the 890, we can have side shots in them on this flank. Now, this is risky, because if a lot of their tanks are here, I could just be throwing my tank away. Now, right now they have a Conqueror, a Style 1, and a Jaegeru. I get a shot into that Conqueror, right through the drive wheel, get his ammo rack. And when I'm playing on a flank that doesn't have a lot of support, I'm trying to gauge how good the enemy team is. And then that guy tries to side scrape off that rock, and he just does a horrendous job of it, so I get a second shot right into his side. And he wants nothing to do with me now. So I'm going to log that in the bank. This guy plays pretty passive, doesn't trade very well, and now our arties are already getting attacked. So arties are dead, which isn't the end of the world, but still our map strategy's horrific, and once the arties are dead, it might make the red team more aggressive. So Style 1, unfortunately, I appreciate your aggression. You're trying to get vision out for your team. Unfortunately for you, your team doesn't care if you are alive or not. So his Panzer 7 comes out, he snapshots at me, and I try to hit his hull right below his turret to get his ammo rack, and unfortunately I don't damage his ammo rack, but I do get a pen in. Now this AMX is backing up. I don't want to concede the corner to him, so I give him like a little love tap to hopefully he backs up around me, and he does. But if I can have the inside corner, I'm going to have a lot more confidence. Now, if I have comms with that guy, I guess I would maybe let him use the corner, but go for a second shot into the side hull of the Panzer 7 there, and I miss it. But the Jagru comes out, and I get a shot into his lower plate. He's looking for a shot, so he takes 1200 damage. Now I've already put 2 shots in him, and now I'm gonna get a 3rd shot in him. And that's why I love fighting Jagerus, because he gets 1 shot into me and I can get 3 into him, and I out trade him. Now it's actually probably like an even trade, but this Panzer 7 is pretty aggressive, and finally I damage his ammo rack by hitting me in the hull underneath the turret there. He pulls way too far out. My grill slams him, which allows me to pull around the corner, get a heat shell into his lower plate, and shut him down. Jagru pulls out, whiffs his shot. I get shot into his lower plate. This is the best part of it, Jagru right here. He's trying to angle. Too bad, buddy. My heat shells can go right through your superstructure. I haven't bought the Jagru yet. I unlocked it. It looks so miserable, and I love fighting them. But to be honest, that's what I thought about the M103, and the M103 is actually a fun tank to play. But even though I don't really have much problems fighting them, a lot of people struggle, so. Now, I guess if I could go back, I would change this. I would rush the 704, and chance that he gets a shot into me, but maybe he rolls low and me and my AMX are still on low hit points. But had I rushed him, I would have been on his side. That Conqueror wouldn't have been able to shoot me. So now I'm down to 400 hit points. And now as I come around this corner, the Conqueror's like humping the hill. And I could have done that a little bit better. Just hug the hill a little bit tighter. Made sure that only my turret was exposed. And all of a sudden this guy has a hair up his butt and he wants to come kill me. Like, he let his whole team die around him, and then he decides to finally come out and kill me. I don't understand people. And this guy on my team, I asked for help, and he never proceeded to push up, even though he's pretty much full health. Had he been up there in the fight with me in the AMX, I think we handle that so much better. He doesn't even need to do anything. Just his presence and hit points would have helped us get through that scenario. But now, since we're dead, he proceeds to pull up and really, he doesn't do anything. So, multiple things there. He could be a new player. But that's what just gets me to my next point. So, like, what do some people get enjoyment out of this game? It's just really confusing. Me, I like to win the games. I like to work strategies, the teamwork, game flow, like that. That's what keeps me coming back. But most of all, winning games. Like, I will do anything in my power to win a game. Throw my tank if I feel like it'll give us a win. I know some people play for damage. They just like to see, like, try to get epic games. Other people like to mark their tanks. But then you have people that they'll sit around for 12 minutes and do nothing in this game. And then once their team is dead, that's when they participate. it blows my mind. I don't know how anyone can enjoy that. It doesn't seem fun at all to me. If anything, when I first started, I was hyper aggressive. Like, I wanted to get out there, do as much damage as I could. If I died, then it was my team's fault. In my mind, it was my team's fault that they didn't come and support me, right? Now I've learned to fall back, try to get my campers involved, or just start with aggressive positions but fall back to defendable positions, things like that. You learn, but to just sit back and do nothing all game until your team's dead just blows my mind. Now, I'm not talking about this E75. I think this E75 kind of worked with what he had to work with. He's got a nice zero line position and he's defending the base, so there's no need for him to drive up into 890 and throw his tank away. He knows that they need to come out to him. Plus the E75 doesn't have the DPM to get in like 1v3 battles. Now it does have the armor and can pull it off by bouncing shells, but in a scenario where you're defending, there's really no point in risking your tank. So when I died, there were 7 enemies, and now it's whittled down to a 2v2. And normally I would say 2v2 whether Artie's playing or not. In this scenario, he's not playing. Our position, our Jaegeru's positioning definitely would be, I don't feel like he'd be alive if their Artie was playing. So switch over to the Jaegeru. There's 44 seconds left in this game. Conway's trying to play it at long range. Yeah, he's a one-shot, but at this point, you have to kill 2 tanks. You can't cap. Like, what are you doing there? Now, I don't fully blame him. I don't think it's his fault. The STI that's been camping in F8 the whole time, what has he been doing? He just sits there and shoots at anything that makes a mistake and never risks his tank. Some reason our Jaegeru wants to drive out into the middle of the field and into their crossfire and give these guys some extra damage before the end of the game. And unfortunately for him, he's saved by the bell. Time runs out. We win. Just an ugly game. Like, our crappy strategy was just a little bit better than their crappy strategy, in my opinion. Alright, so I get a high caliber, which is great. That's part of my contract for the jammer. I do 5,500 damage, 4 kills. I take top dog, even though when I died there was still 7 enemy tanks left. Our E75 did a nice job, and he was the lone ranger on the 0 line, so I felt like without him we probably would have lost. Our grill did 2,300 damage, which isn't anything, remarkable, but had he had some spotters, he might have done a little bit better. Since our team was camping on the beach, there's not a lot of vision getting put out for the team. Jaegeru sat on the beach all game long, did 2,000 damage. So to me, that's pretty worthless. Doesn't do much for the team. However, he was alive at the end, barely. He did try to kill himself there at the end with his decision making. And then on their team, the STI pretty much on pace with our Jaegeru, just 2,300 damage, and just has hit points at the end of the game where he can win, and he doesn't make a play to win the game. It's frustrating. I mean, I'm glad that he wasn't on my team. Alright, so where do I go from here? I'm going to put links to other videos. Camp Fest 2019, which is a recent video I did of just a horrendous strat that my team had, but we ended up pulling it off. And then there's a link to another video, and I'm losing track of thought here. But anyways, both videos that I'm going to put in the link is going to have bad strategies that ended up winning. And not that I condone it, but I know a lot of players get really frustrated with camping teams, and I think it'll help just how to deal with it. Try to get their guns involved without losing the game. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like if you set up bad strats like this, your percentage of winning is going to be pretty low. However, if you raise the floor on your winning percentage on those types of games, that's going to help your overall win percentage if that's what you play the game for. Final thing, I don't have premium right now, so you can see how much I lost. I run all premium consumables in my tier 10 medium tanks, so that gets pretty expensive. 42,000 I lost, and if I would add premium, I still would have lost 8,900 in a 6,000 damage game. So that's really all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.